Touch the Great Matter. I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski. I'm here with Barry 3D Carter and Thomas Patrice. Thank fucking Christ none of us are on Rogers right now, or else nobody would be getting this fucking episode. And when you see this episode, you're going to sit there and have fucking flashbacks of not being able to use your fucking phone all day because Rogers fucking sucks.
No, tell him how you really feel, Dave. Jesus Christ. Rogers doesn't just suck. Rogers was licking a big hairy sack today. Like, what the? Who? Why do you exist? Like, what? Seriously, dude?
Look,
honestly, I mean, you know, we know that you major in fucking up, but come on, man. Come on.
And we can justify our prices by shutting everything down and having everybody go, what do you mean I still have to pay for this shit?
Oh, Raggy.
You know?
Look, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to do a shout out to my boy DK Fan. DK Fan on his Instagram put up one of his jokes he said a couple of years back about Rogers. So I'm not going to do the joke because I'm not going to take away from it. Y'all have to go to his Instagram, DK Fan. Look at his stories. You'll see his joke about Rogers. Watch it. Laugh. He's on stage over at Absolute Comedy. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I like DK Fan. So I'm not going to do his joke. You got to go and find him. Laugh. Support comedy.
Well, I made a joke one time too about that. It was always kind of like, you know, look at me. Of course I'm used to getting, you know, of course I'm used to paying for getting screwed. I've been dealing with Rogers for years.
No, you know, it boggles the mind. Like, you're a major company. You have millions of people's communication lives in your hands. Who was working the freaking switch today? Homer Simpson? Oh, I wonder what this button does. No, oh no, crisis. Like, what possessed you this morning to get up and go into the office and totally fuck up the lives of millions of people? But you're mad at Meghan Markle? But life is hard? But you don't want to wear a mask?
Because you've only got a limited number of choices in Canada. Because, God forbid, there's competition or anything like that. Rogers and Bell want to keep everybody as dumb as fucking possible and paying through their noses on everything.
Don't say anything about Bell. You know what happens every time you mention something about Bell? We love Bell. Yes, we do. We love you, Bell, very much. Because every time we say something bad, you spank us, and the connection goes down.
Rogers. Bell and Rogers.
Dave, don't do it. Don't do it, Dave. Oh, someone's call's going to drop at one point.
Got to disappear for a second. Something's going on with my...
Something's
going on with my Wi-Fi.
This is what I was saying, right? We sent a probe to Mars and got pictures with HD quality in 15 minutes, but we can't keep... There goes Thomas. We can't keep... we can't keep, you know, the nation connected. Come on now.
Thomas right now is going, I didn't say it. It was fucking Dave. Why are you doing why are you fucking my shit up, man? Dave was the one that was making fun of both of you. Like, fucking leave me alone. Seriously. This isn't fun.
I'm telling you, I think there's someone that sits there and just watches and hears the key words and then taps into what we're doing. And see, it's a conspiracy theory. I believe they listen.
Yeah, we're with what is it?
You know they don't fucking listen.
We'll say we're with Bellanon.
Bellanon?
Jesus Christ! No.
Can you hear me now?
Stupid ass shit.
Yeah, but you know for a fact that they don't listen because they don't give a rat's ass. It's, you know, and that's the thing. Ooh, we have the highest internet. Well, it doesn't fucking work half the time, dickhead. It's like saying, yeah, you know what? I'm the strongest person on the planet.
Right.
I just can't do it every day. Like,
no, but you know the irony of this is, though, right? The sweet irony is that Rogers goes down. So what you want to do as a customer is you try to get through to Rogers, but the employees can't answer because their system is down.
Except for the CEO because he's with Bell.
Well, you ever heard that story with was it Bill Gates? Right? So Bill Gates turns around
Uses
and
an Apple.
his daughter had an iPhone and he lost it. He lost his shit because she was photographed out in public using an iPhone. And then he just threw a fit saying, what are you doing? I have this company that supports all these other kind of cell phones, and you go with the competition. And then, her mom had to get involved. Like, well, her friends have iPhones, so she wants to have an iPhone. And he's like, no one uses an iPhone under my roof. I mean, he lost his cookies.
See, all he had to do was say, oh, your friends got iPhones. Huh? Do your friends pay for that big-ass yacht? Do your friends pay for your expensive school in Paris?
No, but it makes you think.
Great coupon on your bread?
No, but it makes you think, right? If you're a parent and you support, you own one company, how do you handle your child going with someone else? And then the public's going to take it and eat it up. It's like this past weekend, right? Dwayne Johnson had his daughter's birthday. So she's turning 4. And he's holding her and they're watching a movie and she's all into it. She's just looking off and he's like, hey, who's the coolest person you know? Who's your favorite person? And she looks at her dad, The Rock, and looks at the TV and goes, Aquaman. And she's watching the Aquaman movie. And he's like, so Aquaman's your favorite person? Aquaman's my favorite person. Now here's a kick in the head, though. See, if you want to get a message from Jason Momoa, you got to go around and got to go on Cameo. You got to pay the money. Jason Momoa leaves you a message. No, Dwayne Johnson picks up the phone and says, hey, man, it's my daughter's birthday. Cool, dude. Put her on the screen. And then does a video call with her saying, hey, you know what? Wanted to wish you a happy birthday from me, Jason Momoa. Next time I'm in town,
Barry.
What?
Enough about your man crush. Let it go.
Yo, man, don't be knocking him.
I'm just saying.
I will come over there and I will. Right? Okay.
Man, crush me. You'll man crush me.
You wish. So.
Listen. Uh-huh. Mira was not the only wet woman in that movie. So.
And a few men. So.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Come on.
Where are we going with this?
There's some gay men out there looking at Jason Momoa going, yummy. Okay. Okay. He's a specimen. So I've got to say that what gets me is not the fact that it's, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Momoa. He just say, what? How much is this camera? What, $100 maybe?
I lock into the wrong shit.
Come on. He's like, who's your favorite hero? This person. All right, I got him on speed dial. Hey, man, my daughter's birthday. No problem. Next time we get in town, we'll go together. Our daughter, you'll hang out with white kids. I'll hang out with you. We can go surfing. And she's like,
sorry, did you just say he'll hang out with white kids?
Yeah. Jason Momoa's going to hang out. No. His kids. White kids. No, I mean, he's going to hang out. Damn, internet.
I'm like,
Jason Momoa's kids are going to hang out with, his kids. I mean, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Momoa are going to hang out. Like that's the cameo experience I want to sign up for.
You know what?
What?
When Aquaman and Black Adam fight in the movies, it's going to be so good. And that's the thing. Did you see that story about when he was filming? He couldn't get out because his gate, the electronics on his gate went down. So he went, oh, okay. And then ripped them out?
Yeah, because he doesn't like to be late. He ripped off the gate from his driveway to his house.
Who's this?
Dwayne Johnson.
Who's this?
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. So he was leaving his house. He had to go and do some filming. He doesn't like to be late. So he got to the end of his driveway. The power was out in his area, so the gate wouldn't open. He got pissed off, walked out, and he ripped the gate off the hinges and just threw it to the side, got back in his truck, left, and then called the guy saying, hey, yeah, I need a new gate. What happened to it? Well, I ripped it off. It was not opening. I had no power, and I don't like to be late. Click. I'm like,
you gotta come fix my gate. Why? Because I just fucking told you to.
Yeah. And those guys are like, oh yeah, he ripped it off. And then they got there and they took pictures of it, and they're like, he ripped it off the fucking hinges. Not with his truck.
Wow.
Him.
Oh,
if you want to see his size right now, you should have watched.
No,
last night.
He's huge.
Yeah, but last night they showed A&E documentary Stone Cold Steve Austin, and all these other wrestlers and McMahon all spoke about it, right? Or spoke on it. So they showed clips of Dwayne Johnson. The size of this man right now, and he's playing Black Adam. Come on now, he doesn't need to be magically augmented.
Do you remember when we were at that Comic-Con and we met Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner?
Yeah.
No.
Dave. It was me and Barry and
sorry, you didn't really say a name. You just said, "Do you remember that Comic-Con?" I was like, "No, obviously I wasn't invited. The white guy wasn't allowed, apparently."
There were a lot of white people, Dave.
The white kids weren't allowed to play that day.
Dave, you stop it. I know a lot of white people. I really believe in your people. I back you up. I've even had potato salad, Dave. You know I have.
Oh, Jesus.
Talk a lot of smack, David.
Oh man, this is like years before we started hanging out, man. Unfortunately, but it was
this was about a year and a half before we actually went on the road together. But it was up in my area, up in Vaughan, and I invited Barry up to go. No, he told me about it actually, and I said, "Yeah, I know where the Comic-Con is." So we get there, and no, this is the craziest thing. I met Vanderlei Silva. Vanderlei Silva is standing like literally 20 feet in front of me, and all he's doing is his hand thing, right? He's getting ready because Vanderlei Silva is getting ready to go meet the crowd. So I'm like, Vanderlei Silva, and the guy who is his caretaker.
Well, that was an interesting story, wasn't
it? Internet connections. Yeah, it was the Heroes of Woodbridge Comic-Con they do like once a year. And I want to go back once COVID clears up. And they had a whole bunch so it's right there where Heroes of Woodbridge is a comic book store. And then on the other side is the school, their Battle Royal school.
Yes, this really sucks because I really love my internet. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Just fucking with you, Thomas. How are you?
It sucks.
But go on. You're saying Vanderlei Silva, he's doing his thing. He got to the point where
it's the hard one.
That's amazing. You can do that without even making your lips move. I gotta admit, the Zoom calls making the ventriloquism, it's so much easier now. Gonna do hand puppets for the rest of the day. So anyways, Vanderlei Silva was only 20 feet away from me.
Oh, this is gonna be a priceless one today. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
So what he was trying to say was it was cool because Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, we got pictures with them. Coco Beware was there. Ted DiBiase was there. A couple of UFC fighters were there. People in costumes got to meet Santino Morello. He used to walk around with a puppet because he owns
Santino Marella.
Yes. So
yeah, he's actually Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah, he originally lived in Milton and now he's living in Mississauga. So that Battle Royal School where he teaches wrestling and judo and other mixed martial arts there.
Right.
It's his.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It's actually his, and we were out there. So they did an outdoor exhibition match with his students performing there, and one or two of his students, have started off there, are on AEW right now.
Cool.
So it was so nice. And when I say they weren't behind a rope, like we're walking, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan was like 5 inches from me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, And he's like, can I take a picture? He goes, well, you're not supposed to, but go ahead, take one. Because they had to charge, for pictures. Of course, Virgil was there. The absolute, no. Like anytime you would see Ted DiBiase, you would see the other one. They would make eye contact with you at least, right? At least smile. Hi. Okay, fine.
Right? I've heard that about him. He was just kind of like, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah, Virgil, as soon as you look at him, the first thing he does is this. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Nobody's lining up to see you. And you're not even trying to engage people to make any kind of money. Like, I had a cool, the fun thing is when I got there, I got I got in line, I got tickets to get a picture, which weren't expensive at all, with Kevin Nash. And that man is tall. Like, tall. And so he goes, okay, how you want to do the picture, right? Because him and Scott Snyder are side by side. And he goes, how do you want to do the picture? You want to come over here and do the picture? I go, look, can I ask you a favor? He goes, yeah, man, sure. What do you want? I go, I wanted you to do a picture, but I want it a certain way. He goes, okay, run it by me. I go, can you put me in a headlock? And he laughed and he goes, are you serious? I go, yeah, put me in a headlock, man. If I'm going to take this picture, I want it memorable. I don't want to be just standing there going, I'm with Kevin Nash. So he started laughing. He goes, no problem, man. He goes, this is the best picture I've taken all day. This is the best request I've had. So he put me in a headlock.
Nice.
And that's how he took the picture. So if you go on my website, you see me, and he doesn't even bend over. That's how tall he is.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even have to lean over. He just stands there, put his arm around my head, and okay, let's go. And I was like, ah.
And there's a lot of them like that, and especially the ones that come to Comic-Con. Like, if you ever get a chance, look at some of the stuff that John Barrowman's done.
Right.
Or Alan Tiddick. Is that his name? Alan? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. The guy that played Wash in Firefly.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, he actually, a friend of mine from down in the States saw him at one of the cons, and she did the whole lineup thing for a photo with him and that, and he was like, all right, how do you want your photo taken? Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'd really like one of those cheesy 80s like grad photo type thing. And he was like, love it. And they did, and the picture just came out fucking beautifully.
Wow.
Like, it's just one of those things where you're kind of like, you know what, this is the type of guy that gets it.
Yes.
Same thing with John Barrowman. He gets it, and a lot of them do. They're like, you know what, these people love us as celebrities and actors and right. performers and wrestlers and everything else. But for the most part, a lot of them who only know us as the character that we play, mm-hmm. That's, they just want, like, yeah, I just want to have a picture of you standing beside me and everything else. And like, mm-hmm. like, how do you want the picture? Put my arm around you. Yeah. But the people that actually like know the person and are like, you know what, this is what I'm into and this is what I want. Okay, great. Let's play with this.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing for them. A lot of them are kind of like, you know what, we get the opportunity to play.
Yeah, exactly. That day.
That breaks up that fucking Comic-Con, because you got to think they're there for 2-3 days at a time.
Yeah, it's long.
And they're there for the whole thing usually. So when people come up and be like, oh, I want to, how about this picture? All right, cool. Yeah, let's play.
Right. Absolutely.
So I mean, that's always one of the cool things that I've always liked about that. You see some of the people, and they're like, and there are some people like Virgil who will be just like,
Yeah, the one who I enjoyed, and my regret was I went to one over in Hamilton, right? It was a smaller one, but they had, Eric Bischoff was there, Mick Foley was there, and I got a funny story with him, and Jason David Frank, the one who plays the Green Power Ranger, right, and I'm a huge Power Ranger fan, so. When we got in there, we got lucky that we were able to get like some free passes with a couple of our buddies of ours. So me and my brother-in-law were in there, and we're walking around. My brother-in-law is like over 6 foot. I believe you see my brother-in-law. He's a tall guy, and we're walking around and we're just kind of taking it in at first, and then all you hear is "excuse me," and I was talking to him, and some guy walks right between us, and all I hear is, excuse me. And I look over, and all I see is plaid. And then I look up, and it was Mick Foley. Now, what got me is I didn't know how tall Mick Foley was, because, you know, you see him, he's always kind of hunched over when he's walking, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Right? No, he's still a pretty big guy or a tall guy, but, you know, he's always kind of, you know, hunched over. And then I see him, because he cut between me and my brother-in-law. So my brother-in-law's like, who's cutting me off? Then he's like, holy crap, it's Mick Foley. And my brother-in-law had to look up to see Mick's, like, full face, because he's taller than him. I mean, I didn't realize how tall this guy was. You could tell how he was walking. His knees are pretty much shot.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, I saw this blonde girl there with him. So I'm assuming that was his daughter, Noelle, at the time. Right. But I mean, this is before she made any kind of reality show, TV appearance, you know, and I'm not going to focus on her. I'm focusing, oh, crap, it's Mick Foley. He like, brushed right between me and Dave were walking, and he cut right between us. And I mean, Dave, my brother-in-law, and he cut right between us. And I'm like, holy crap. And even he's like, holy crap. And then it makes you think that when you see them live and how tall they are, it puts things into perspective, because you're like, if you're that tall, the first thing I did when I got home was watch one of the matches with him and The Rock. And I'm thinking, you're about the size of The Rock. But when I see you in the ring with The Rock, you're not even standing up straight. You know, when he does the whole, this is your life, he's still, hey, Rock, this is your life. And I'm like, hunched over, you're like the height of The Rock? Holy fuck, how big is The Rock? And then you see, you know, but Jason David Frank, he was like, and all of them, I have to admit, were super nice. Eric Bischoff was super nice, you know, no attitude. Leaping Lanny Popo, you know, the brother of Macho Man.
The poet laureate.
Exactly. He was there. Very nice, you know. Even if you didn't take a picture, you can walk up, hey, man, how you doing? Good. You having a good time? Yeah, I'm having a good time. This is nice. Coming up in Canada. I'm like, oh, wow. You know, they were really that approachable. Jason David Frank, I said, oh, I want to get a picture. And then I was kind of debating, and I didn't end up getting it. And I kicked myself. I should have. He was turning around and saying, okay, well, I have pictures. You can get a picture for $60 over in this one booth. You know, and then people are like, well, sorry, I don't have that much money at the time because I spent on other stuff. He goes, oh, no problem. You know what? $20, we can do a picture here. I mean, they're not supposed to do it, but he goes, I'll do it. And he was doing it. And then it's like, okay, one picture. And he was telling people, no, take as many pictures as you want. He goes, it's not a big lineup. If it's a big lineup, then I would have to say, yeah, maybe 2-3 pictures tops and then move on. He goes, if there's no lineup, take as many as you want. People were taking, okay, here's $20. And he took like 20 pictures with him. And he was that down to earth.
And that's the thing, it's something like that where, you know, it seems like it's such a little thing, and like there's still a lot of people that will be sitting there going, you know, but he's still charging $20. Well, yeah, but that's how, you know, like, yeah, you make a lot of money while you're doing the show and everything else, but, you know, at the same time, you're making a lot of money, but you're spending it. You know, you still have your bills to pay. You still have everything else. You have your agents. You have your managers. You have your, you know, so yeah, you may make a lot, but you don't keep a lot.
Exactly.
You know, so now you're being paid to be at this Comic-Con or whatever it is, or fanfare, or however they express it and whatnot. And yeah, you're being paid to be there, but you're being paid a flat rate.
Yeah.
You're probably having your accommodations taken care of and your travel and whatnot, but it's not, you're not getting thousands of dollars for being there.
No.
You know, so yeah, you know what? You have to make more money selling you.
Absolutely. And that's what draws the fans in. They're there to see them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's nice when they're not dicks about it. You know, you're respectable to them. They're respectable to you. Make it a great experience and enjoy it. And that's my only regret, is I didn't get the picture with Jason David Frank. That's who I wanted to. That's who I would have gotten a picture with. You know, I'm all about the Green Ranger from day one. So, and then seeing him, and I'm like, wow, once again, he's taller than I thought, you know, and then watching what he's done on Bat in the Sun, where they do like superhero beatdown, you know, it makes it more of a connection, you know? So I really like what they did, and it's when it's handled well from both sides. As a fan, you have to be respectful. As an entertainer, you have to be respectful. You got to know that's the audience that's there, that's kind of supporting you in these projects, and then vice versa. You're performing for them to keep, so it's a circle of, entertainment life, so to speak.
But that's the thing. I mean, like we see it all the time with comedy as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you don't want to alienate your audience. And I mean, like, even as bad as like Andrew Dice Clay, when he was like, not going after people, but with his shticks and everything else,
right,
and whatnot, he kept the audience there, and he was never a dick to the audience.
No.
Great Jimmy Carr.
Yes.
Somebody heckled him one time, and he shot back, and he made a joke about the guy's mother or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was literally one of those, oh, yeah, by the way, tell your mother I stole over the $5.
Right.
Whatever it is. But that actually became part of his show, where he'd do all his material. Then it would be like, okay, turn up the lights. Okay. Anybody want to heckle? Who wants to heckle? Anybody?
Right.
Anybody? And people would yell down, and he'd be like, oh, your mom type thing. Like, but it's always one of those, like, that is, like, you have to be able to work with the people that bring you there, which
Absolutely.
is ultimately the fans and the people that are coming to see the shows. Because without them, then, like, literally, let's be honest here, folks. If you're not watching this, Barry and I look like the biggest fucking geeks in the world, because we're going to sit here every Monday and just fucking talk to each other. That's it. Like, there's no fucking, so without you guys actually watching this, liking and subscribing and telling your friends and all that other fun stuff, we look like tools. That's it. Like, there's no fucking, like, secret formula for this shit. Like, it's just one of those, like, this is what we're here for. We enjoy talking. We enjoy doing this. We enjoy, making the jokes and everything else. But if nobody's watching it, then really, this is just a Zoom call that we're having fucking fun talking to each other with. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, because usually we also have Thomas, who is experiencing some technical difficulties as normal. And we also have Zilf, who is off celebrating Ramadan. So, hey, for all the, I know this is going to air like a week or two. Oh, no, it'll be like halfway through Ramadan probably. Right. So if you do celebrate and you are a part of that, happy Ramadan from Touch the Gray Matter. So yeah, he's not going to be here for a while. So we've got some fill-ins coming in. We were supposed to have one tonight. Unfortunately, something happened to her. Not something happened to her. She got called into work and whatnot. And during these times and everything else, you know what? Go deal with what you got to deal with. We
all got bills.
Fine. And I mean, like, thank God for Jaybird Digital Arts, who's, putting the overlays onto us and everything else. He makes us look amazing. And I mean, like, it's been a good time during the pandemic for this type of thing, because everybody's starting to get something new out of it. So yeah, by all means. It does look like Thomas is going to come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this episode. We're going to work stuff out and try to figure out what the fuck's going on and whatnot. And once we do,
I can hear you, Dave. I can hear you, but I can't see you, Dave. You had to say something about Bell, didn't you?
Stevie, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to close the show. All right. So, again, I'm Dave Dunfun for Barry 3D Carter and Stevie Thomas Patrice. There are a lot of good people out in this world, and if you can't find one, be one. Thank you very much.
Shivers.